Late last week, and we had an encore of this on Monday morning, we heard from Lansing Mayor Virg Bonero, and one of my questions for him was about the hard time they're having filling out the Lansing Police Department, police force. This was unheard of before. This was a great police department to work for. Frankly, it still is. But it was never hard to recruit the Lansing Police Department. I mean, you got great salary, the benefits, the 25-year deal with the pension, a lot of support. It was, really a pretty good city to patrol in, et cetera, et cetera. Now they're having a hard time filling. And he said, yeah, you're right, we are. It's tough. But it's going on around the country, and it has to do with, he called it the Ferguson effect, and then cops being targeted, and a lot of people are facing it. Well, let's discuss that right now with a law enforcement analyst and recently retired senior special agent from the Department of Justice, Bobby Kimbrough, Jr. Bobby, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you being here. Well, the mayor of this city said it's something we're facing. It's hard right now. We don't deny it. We're not the only ones. Is he right?
He is. I mean, it's a trend that's affecting most police officers, most police departments across the country. In some cases, maybe not a Lansing budget cut. A lot of things, morale issues, the way we view police officers now in our society.
And how is that going to be going forward? I mean, being a cop in America has never been an easy job, but donut jokes aside, forget that. But it's always been a prestige job and something that people, children, looked up to, something that people aspired to, something what academies would turn away prospects rather than say, where are they coming from? We don't have enough. What's happened here?
Well, as you say, police departments or police officers always will be, in my opinion, a prestigious job because it's like the unsung hero. Our society can exist without law enforcement. We just couldn't do it. I think that we've got to change the culture in our society and change how we view those persons that serve and protect us. It's like the unsung hero. We recognize him only at his demise when we lose an officer. Then we come together, we bring flowers. But we've got to change this culture of hating the police or looking at the police as the bad guy. The police is not the bad guy. They respond to social issues in our country. Now, granted, as I've said on many occasions, there are bad police officers, there are bad radio announcers, attorneys. Every profession has somebody or someone.
We've had bad priests and reverends. I mean, look.
Exactly.
Come on. Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. So we can't paint because we have situations that take place in America and we decide, hey, we're going to paint the whole profession bad because here's what you have. You have imperfect situations, imperfect people, and you want perfect outcomes. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. So we've got to start to change this culture, change this atmosphere. Let's change the outcome, and let's paint those who serve and protect us in a different light. We've got to do that.
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty with money. I mean, some districts and some jurisdictions, they don't pay a lot of money. And again, if you think you're going to put your life on the line to help others, that's one thing. If you think you have a target on your back, 33, 38, 37,000 a year, that may not look so good. True?
It doesn't. True. Because think about it. If you are a talented college graduate, you weigh the options. Do I go work for a police department where I'm going to 30,000 and rotating shifts, no kind of support from the community, people don't appreciate what I'm going to do, or do I go into the private sector and work? I mean, you're going to get what you pay for. And what I'm seeing a lot of times in a lot of communities that you have a police department next door to you that is competing with applicants. So they may raise the hourly wage or the yearly salary $5,000 or $10,000 a year. So the guys that you've already trained will leave your police department and go next door and work in a whole different city, a whole other county. We've got to stop this. We've got to raise the pay raise. We've got to treat them in a whole different way. I heard you say Lansing is 25 years for retirement. Well, the federal government is 20 years, and then you fully retire. So we've got to lower the retirement. 20 years. 20 years in law enforcement is more than enough for retirement.
Yeah, and that could be I hear what you're saying, Bobby, and it could be a tough sell when you discuss, well, cities like Lansing that are dealing with legacy costs and with unfunded liabilities going out. Right now they're trying to figure out a way to not go upside down with that. And if you shave years off, I don't know. I mean, I think for those doing policy and those in power that is a tough divvy up right now in an era of dwindling dollars. It's tough.
I agree with you. It's very tough.
Tough decision.
Here's the flip side of that. You're going to have to make some tough decisions, because if you don't, what you're seeing is going to keep spiraling out of control. We keep addressing the fruits, but never the root. We've got to go back and change policies. We've got to go back and change some decisions that we've made. If not, we'll keep coming back to the same spot, having these same conversations.
Well, we've started a national discussion that we haven't here on the show, but we've been part of it on justice reform, and I think I think most people of both political stripes or of all political stripes could agree that's probably long overdue, and we can do that. But I mean, if cops are just being shot, there's not much you can talk about with justice reform when police officers with that thin blue line are being downed. I mean, it's just it's hard to have a discussion until that ends. And people say, but that's not going to end until you further the discussion. It's a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, and I agree with that, because on one hand, you have people saying, I want law enforcement reforms. On the other hand, you want the madness to stop. Well, here's what I say. We've got to go in and do some real training, not only with our communities, with our police department.
Yeah.
We've got to retrain ourselves. We've got to rethink this problem. Because if not, and I hate to keep saying this, that we're going to keep going back to the same place, and it's sad because we're losing lives. We're talking about human beings. We've got to change this.
Yeah, no, it definitely is something that you laid out well there. Bobby Kimbrough, Jr., recently he retired, senior special agent with the DOJ, Department of Justice, law enforcement analyst, and author of Surviving the Stop. Bobby, where can we find you online or get the book?
Well, you can find the book at Amazon.com, and you can find me at BobbyKimbrough.com.
And that's Kimbrough, Jr., Bobby Kimbrough. Appreciate you being here. This is 1320 WILS.